Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiti. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Amrisha Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni, from text 29. Text 29. To worship Lord Krishna, Maharaj Amrisha, along with his queen, who was equally qualified, observed the vow of Ekadashi and Dwadashi for 1 year. In the month of Kartika, after observing that vow for 1 year, after observing a fast for the 3 nights, and after bathing in the Yamuna, Maharaj Amrisha worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari in Madhuvan, text 31 and 32. Following the regulatory principles of Mahabhisheka, Maharaj Amrisha performed a bathing ceremony for a deity of Lord Krishna with all the paraphernalia, and then he dressed the deities with fine clothing ornaments, fragrant flower garlands, and other paraphernalia for worshipping of the Lord. With attention and the devotion, he worshipped Krishna and all the greatly fortunate Brahmanas who were free from the material desires. Text 35 and 35 to 33 to 35. Thereafter, Maharaj Amrisha satisfied all the guests who arrived at his house, especially the Brahmanas. He gave the charity 60 crores of cows whose horns were covered with the gold plate and whose hooves were covered with the silver plates. All the cows were well decorated with the garments and had full milk bags. They were mild natured, young and beautiful, and very accompanied by their calves. After giving these cows, the king first sumptuously fed all the brahmanas, and when they were fully satisfied, he was about to observe the end of Ekadashi with their permission by breaking the fast. Exactly at that time, however, Durvasa Muni, the great and the powerful mystic, appeared on the scene as an uninvited guest. Text 36. After standing up to receive Durvasa Muni, King Amrisha offered him a seat and paraphernalia of worshipping. Then, sitting at his feet, the king requested the great sage to eat. Text 37. Durvasa Muni gladly accepted the request of Maharaj Amrisha, but to perform the regulative ritualistic ceremonies, he went to the river Yamuna. There he dipped into the water of the auspicious Yamuna and meditated upon the impersonal Brahman. Text 38. In the meantime, only a muhurta of the Dwadashi day was left on which to break the fast. Consequently, it was imperative that the fast be broken immediately. In this dangerous situation, the king consulted learned brahmanas. Text 39 and 40. One second. The king said, to transgress the laws of respectable behavior towards the brahmanas is certainly a great offense. On the other hand, if one does not observe the breaking of the fast within the time of Dwadashi, there is a flaw in one's observance of the vow. Therefore, O Brahmana, if you think that it will be auspicious and not irreligious, I shall break the fast by drinking water. In this way, after consulting with the Brahmanas, the king reached this decision. For according to the Brahmanical opinion, drinking water may be accepted as eating and also as not eating. Text 41. O best of the Kuru dynasty, after he drank some water, King Amrisha, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, waited for the return of the great mystic Durvasa Muni. Text 42. After executing the ritualistic ceremonies to be performed at noon, Durvasa returned from the bank of the Yamuna. The king received him well, offering all respects. But Durvasa Muni, by his mystic power, could understand that King Amrisha had drank water without his permission. Text 43. Still hungry, Durvasa Muni, his body trembling, his face curved, and his eyebrows crooked into the frown, angrily spoke as follows to the king Amrisha, who stood, who stood before him with folded hands. Text 44. Alas, just see the behavior of this cruel man. He is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Being proud of his material opulence and his position, he considered himself God. Just see how he has transgressed the laws of the religion. Text 45. Maharaj Amrisha, you have invited me to eat as a guest, but instead of feeding me, you yourself have eaten first. Because of your misbehavior, I shall show you something to punish you. Text 46. As Durvasa Muni said this, his face became red with anger, uprooting a bunch of hair from his head and created a demon resembling the blazing fire of the devastation to punish Maharaj Amrisha. Text 47. Taking a trident in his hand and making the surface of the earth tremble with his footstep, that bristling creature came before Maharaj Amrisha, but the king, upon seeing him, was not at all disturbed and did not move even slightly from his position. Text 48. As fire in the forest immediately burns to ashes an angry snake, so by the previous order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his disc, the Sudarshan Chakra, immediately burned to ashes, uh, the created demon to protect the Lord devotee. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna, Pratyush Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you everyone for joining today's session and allow me to serve you and purify myself. Thank you, Sundanan Prabhuji, to give me this opportunity. And thank you, Radharani Mataji, for hosting today's call and reading the today verses. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। Once again, thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity to serve. So today we are reading from Canto 9, Chapter 4, titled Amrish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. So far we have seen the dynasty of Nabha, and description of Nabhaga, and how Nabhaga was very obedient, and was very cultured, and how he served his uh, father wish, and then performed after even getting cheated by his brothers, he followed the instruction of his father, and then Lord Shiva also got happy with him and then bestowed him with benedictions and also wealth. So after that, we have seen his son Amrish Maharaj was a Maha is a Mahabhagavat. He how he served. He actually shows us or give us example how we can use our all the limbs or all the facilities we have to serve Bhagwan, or in the service of Bhagwan. So Amrish Maharaj was a grahastha and was a king, not only king but the saintly king who was ruling all over the seven dweeps. It's literally all over the earth. Right? We can say that. And but he was still very detached and very much detached to all the opulences he had, and he was focused very much on the Supreme Lord. Let's start sharing, and then we can start discussing today's verses. So, as we have seen in the previous verses, that Maharajam, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was very happy with his Amrish Maharaj service, and even though Maharaj Amrish didn't ask for anything, and it's showing how a devotee, how what should be the attitude of the devotee. The right attitude is to serve and not expect anything. Ahut ahituki bhakti. So after seeing this personality of Godhead got happy and gifted him his Sudarshan Chakra, even though he has not asked for any benediction. But Bhagwan is all pervading. He's happy, always happy with his devotee and always protect him. So in one way we see Bhagwan know how to protect his devotee, and in advance Bhagwan know everything what's going to happen. So he has benedicted with Sudarshan Chakra, and we'll see how he got protection from Bhagwan. So in today's verses, verse 29, we see Maharaj Amrish has taken the vow to perform the Ekadashi. In this verse, uh, we also notice that his queens were Tulya Silya. Tulya Silya means equally qualified as Maharaj Amrish. So Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that so what is the importance of having equally qualified wife in the progress of Krishna consciousness. Even Prabhupada goes on to quote that unless a wife is equally qualified for a husband and household affair, it is very difficult to continue in the bhakti. And uh, it also explained that the Chanakya Pandit advised that person if he is in this situation and his mother is also not there at his home, he should leave that household and take one prastha or sannyas. So that should be the way, because the main purpose of the human life is to achieve the spiritual advancement, nothing else. So if one's partner is not helpful and over or like in the endeavor of spirituality, it's not favorable to live there. However, as a Vaishnav and Grahastha, we all come across this kind of situation. So our Acharya has given us mercifully given us suggestions that or teachings that we should still live in the house, grasta ashram, follow our rules and regulation, perform duty with love, because love is the thing which changes the heart of the person in front of us. So we keep serving, we keep following our dharma, getting up early, chanting, doing prayers, and asking Bhagwan to give mercy to create that kind of environment in our house, home, and life that we get bestowed. So moving on to text 30. So we see in the month of Kartik, Maharaj Ambrish, uh, after taking 1 year of severe or observing the woe, he was what he did before breaking the fast, Ekadashi fast. So he performed fast for 3 nights, and after that he bathed in Yamuna, and Maharaj Amrish worshipped Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after that he started with performing the rituals by bathing the deities with all paraphernalia like garland, pine cloth, and deep, and everything was there. So with that, he with utmost attention, not only just doing for just following it, but also taking care of all other, also having with the pure intention. That's what it's with attention and devotion. So this is a very important. We can see we get into habit of doing certain things every morning, but we forget like why we are doing this, for whom we are doing this. So we should always be carefully watch ourselves with focus and intention and love in our heart, devotion. I'm doing this service to praise my guru and the devotees, and ultimately to Krishna. So say, in a same way, Ambrish Maharaj is showing us like how we should do worship, so with attention and devotion. And he also was very fortunate that he had the brahmanas who were not materially having no material desires, which is very rare to find in outside world, right? So we'll see everyone has some reason behind that, and if we only the Vaishnavas, we see that they do not have any material desire. They just do service to please Guru and Krishna. So we should also associate with them and do all the rituals along with them. In text 33, 35, yeah. So Maharaj Amrish not only did all the functions or the 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 worship properly, but also taken care of the guest who has arrived at his house for the Ekadashi breaking ceremony. So especially Brahmana. So he didn't just did things for namesake, but he gifted 6 crore cow. This is mentioned like 6 crore, 60 crores cow. We can think of that, right? So, and not only cow, like any cow, but they were very beautiful, young, and was in a fully position of giving milk, and well maintained cows. And their horns were decorated with golden plate and hooves with silver plate. So we can see the intention of Maharaj Ambrish through this, and that we should learn from him, like how we should perform the bhakti, and then how we should also take care of the brahmanas and the guests who come to our house. And then we should also feed. That's what we see from this example. Like Maharaj Ambrish fed the brahmanas fully to the fully satisfaction. And after that, he, with their permission, Maharaj Amrish doesn't need anybody permission, but see, it shows how humble he was. So a Vaishnav should be humble, and with all everyone permission, he went for breaking the fast. And exactly at the same time, Durvasha Muni appeared, and we'll see that Durvasha Muni is a great, powerful mystic, and we see that as soon as Maharaj Amrish see Durvasha Muni, he offered him seat. He was going to break the fast, but as soon as he see Muni, so it is a great example. We should learn from it how we should behave when we s- when we have a guest over at place. We should not like just not attend him or ignore him. We should take this learning from Maharaj Amrish that we should always greet our guest with full devotion. And Durvasha Muni is not a normal personality. He's a sannyasi and a very powerful mystic yogi. And he worshipped him with all the paraphernalia and, and requested him to eat with him. So Maharaj Amrish, Durvasha Muni was very happy with the welcome ceremony performed by Amrish. So he accepted he accepted eating in the place, eating with Maharaj Amrish. But he requested, but he as requested by Maharaj Amrish. So, but Durvasha Muni asked he has to perform some regulative rituals before eating or before accepting any prasad. So he went to river Yamuna and took a bath and started his daily rituals and went into meditation. But in the meantime, what we see happened is the text 39, 38, right? So in the text 38, we see that already the time has a lot of time has passed and there is only one muhurat left to break the fast. And one muhurat is equal to 1/30th of the day, which is 48 minutes. So it was required that Maharaj Amrish break the fast because it was a if he doesn't break the fast on time, it will be like he doesn't care about the vow he has taken. So he was in a very dangerous, peculiar situation. So he consulted all the brahmanas. So after consulting, uh, even the brahmana doesn't know what to do. So so Maharaj in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned that even the brahmanas, the greatest brahmanas who were there, they were in dilemma what to do because if Maharaj Amrish doesn't wait, that will be religious, and if he doesn't, yeah, if he doesn't break the fast, then it will be also aparad. But a Vaishnav is a most intelligent personality, and so Maharaj Amrish decided himself that in the presence of all the brahmanas, what he will do is he will drink only some water because water is considered eating but not eating on the same time. So in the Vedas also it is mentioned that snatitan nevistham nevinan sthitham. So it declares, Vedic injection declares that water can be accepted as eating, like we do, right? We take Nirjala Ekadashi, we do Nirjala Ekadashi. So on the next day, Dwadashi, we break the fast by drinking water. But on the other Ekadashi, we drink water. So it is on the same time use water is eating as well as non-eating. So Maharaj Amrish took little water So that's in the next 40, text 41. So Maharaj Amrish drank some water and started meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and waited for Durvasha Muni to return. So we see here, so Maharaj Amrish is meditating on Supreme Personality of Godhead in his mind, because he is Mahabhagavat. He has achieved, he has attained, he know my mind and soul is different. So he is not his body. So he has perfected. So he can do that. But our mind is like, obviously I'm speaking of myself. My mind is very flickering, just like monkey. That so I cannot imitate Maharaj Amrish or any pure Vaishnava. So that's why Prabhupada has recommended um, to chant Hare Krishna loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And that's how we should perfect ourselves. We should control our mind, bring our mind focus back to hearing the mantra. So in the text 42, what we see after Durvasha Muni, after performing the ritual activity, he returned from the bank of Yamuna and was received by uh, king. But through his mystic power, Durvasha Muni could see that Maharaj Amrish has drank the water, and he he Durvasha Muni was very hungry, and then he got very angry as well as on the same time. So, and his face was very changed, the shape of the face when we get in anger, right? So similarly, Durvasha Muni got very angry, and his eyebrows was kurkod in front. So Durvasha Muni in anger started saying, but still we see Maharaj Amrish was stood in front of him with folded hand. So this is the signature of a pure Vaishnav. So he's still he's a respectful personality. So even though Maharaj Amrish has not done anything wrong, but still he's not saying anything. Still he's in a folded hand, very vinamra position, standing in front of him. So Durvasha Muni started saying that you are a very cruel man to Amrish Maharaj, and you doesn't seems to be the devotee of Lord Vishnu, and you are very proud in all the material opulences and your position, um, and you consider yourself as God, and transgressed or not followed or overtaken the religious principles. In the purport, how we see that how another sincere devotee advocate the activity of another pure devotee. So in the purport, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur teaches with the example. If we hear such words, we should not take it literally, but we should see there is another meaning hidden behind it. So in the verse, if we look carefully, so aha asaya nar samas is used. So which literal mean is cruel, who is so cruel. That's what is saying. But the inner meaning, if we divide this word into two parts, that's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur did. And nar means the people of the kingdom, and samasya, so which means the Amrish, Amrish character is glorified by everyone in the praja. Like his praja glorify his character. So this doesn't mean that he is cruel, but it means actual meaning is whose character is glorified by all the praja. So another, in the next line we see Siriya Notmatsya Pasyat. So which means, and the literal translation is puffed up. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that it doesn't mean puffed up, but if you if you divide this word and look, see the another meaning, so it's like Maharaj Amrish is so opulent, already so opulent, that he doesn't get affected by menial things. For example, if somebody is a very rich person, is $1 million he has in is in bank account, he will not get puffed up by getting $10 or $100. Right? So same is the situation. He is already very opulent. He doesn't get puffed up with this with the kingdom he has. So another word is explained is Isa Manehi. Isa Manehi. So Isa in the last sentence, Abhay Teshya Isha Manehi, which means Isha Manehi considering himself as the supreme lord and nothing else. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this doesn't mean, it means he is so respectful for the supreme personality of the Godhead. So it shows, like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur shows us how we should see other cruelty toward the Vaishnava, not with the literal meaning, but we should look at the inner, and we should always advocate other Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava. So in the next 45 verse, we see Durvasha Muni speak that you have invited me as a guest to eat, but instead of feeding me, you yourself has eaten first, and you are now I'll punish you. You have committed a sin. So in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned that devotee cannot be defeated. Even a mystic yogi like Durvasha Muni cannot defeat him. So in the actual life, we will see the pure devotee is always under protection of Supreme Lord. And if he if even though he is not see anyone pure devotee, not see anyone favorable or unfavorable, but certain time we see the situations are that the worldly minded people become envious and try to take revenge, how independent of how big position he will be sitting on, or how big he is philosopher, or uh, how great a mystic yogi he is. Regardless of that, in all the circumstances, that pure devotee emerges victorious. So so which means Bhagwan is always protecting in any situation. So yeah, so that's what we see from this. And text 46, we see Durvasha Muni was very angry. His face become red. And what he did, he taken out one hair and he created a demon resembling blazing fire. So to punish Maharaj Amrish, to kill Maharaj Amrish. So here in the next verse, we see the blazing fire demon. He had his trident in his hand, and he was hitting it on the earth, and earth was trembling, uh, and also so earth was trembling with his footstep. So that blazing creature uh, came before Maharaj Amrish. Even with this dangerous demon in front of him, Maharaj Amrish was not at all disturbed and did not move slightly. So Prabhupada explained that in a Bhagavatam section 6, 17, 28, it is mentioned Narayana Paraha Sarvena Kvataschan Vibhayati. So pure devotee of Narayan is never afraid of any material danger. There are many examples given in the Bhagavatam itself, like Prahlad Maharaj. He was just 5 year old and tortured by his father to to and but he never feared. And we should always take example of Maharaj Amrish and Prahlad Maharaj and learn how to tolerate all the awkward position we come across in this life. So, so devotees are many times tortured when we go out to preach, or we go out to book distribute, or we reach out to the people. People blaspheme, right? So, but still, pure devotee who is always depending on the Supreme Personality of Godhead is never disturbed. We will come across a lot of awkward situation. It can be anywhere. We might see or come across the situation anywhere, but if we keep patience and full trust on Supreme Personality of Godhead, we'll see we come out of it victoriously. So text in the text 48, so we see the as the snakes, which is so venomous, and how strong it is. If there is a forest fire, it get burned and converted into ashes. Similarly, Supreme Personality, the disc, Sudarshan Chakra of Supreme Personality of Godhead protected Durvasha Muni and burned the demon into ashes. So this is very important purport. So this verse, please, I'll request everyone to go through it once. Uh, so here we see Maharaj Amrish was in a dire situation, but he didn't move an inch because he was sure of his position, and and he was is constantly meditating on the Bhagwan. So he has accepted, if this is my end, let it be. If Bhagwan want to, because devotee always know that my end, he is always preparing for his end, and he is eagerly ready to serve Bhagwan in any form. So next form. So that's the reason devotee is never, fearful of anything, any situation. And he also, we see, he not requested Bhagwan for the protection. So there's something to take away. So we should also do the ahituki bhakti, not ask for any benediction, any protection, but always constantly meditating on the personality of God. So Bhagwan always protect his devotee, and that's what in the Bhagavad Gita also Bhagwan mentioned to Arjuna, Kantaya prati janahi na me bhaktaha pranashyati. My devotee never perish. So as soon as devotee takes up devotional service, he is under the protection of Krishna. So, the devotional service is a purifying process, and as we constantly remember Supreme Personality of Godhead, and chant Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So all the misery, all the fell down, we come across, but will still remain afloat, will not sink in, and will be taken care. So and Bhagwan will always protect. So example given here is the serpent, example of serpent. Serpent can be very big, dangerous, venomous, and ready to buy, but he is also helpless if there is a fire in the forest. So another is, even though any enemy of a devotee is very strong, and we can compare that enemy of a devotee as a serpent. So he will be ablaze in the fire of devotional service. So the main takeaway from today is, we have seen what is the importance of not offending a Vaishnava. So through this pastime, we see we should be extremely careful and not offend Vaishnava, a pure devotee. Whatever activity we see, we might misinterpret it, or we should always pray in our heart that to Bhagwan, that I should not come across any situation like that, and my heart is very impure. Please give me strength so that I doesn't do this offense. even in heart or thinking, that level also. And we see that Bhagwan's devotee is under the protection, always under the protection. And also we see that mystic power and all kind of austerity is useless, um, and against a devotee. So, so we this is are the takeaways. So I'll pause here. Please forgive me for any shortcoming. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for very beautiful class. Thank you for your association. Thank you all devotees for joining the class today. Let's end the call here. Hare Krishna.